Hey everyone, welcome to Nerd Night Roundtable. With me is Mikey and Emerald Teague. How you guys doing?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
Good to
thanks
see
for
you
having
guys,
me up
man.
there too, Resolute. Yeah, totally cool. And Arabic
And
Thunder, good to see you, Joel on True.
Hello.
hey, Rick.
I too hold the Kolinar.
All right, Gorilla.
Yep, in a bit. Packing.
Yeah. He's getting ready for 16 screaming children under 10 years old.
I'm packing too because I have to go buy lunch in New York City.
Oh, nice.
That's always good.
Yeah, I'll be packing a beautiful snub nose 38 and phaser number one.
Right.
So a little bit light armament for where you live.
I live in a nice part of New York City, to be honest with you. Not the nicest, but I mean, no, it's safe where I live. It's safe.
Yeah, relative to the other parts.
Yeah, it's like if I get hit by gunfire, it's usually just a ricochet.
It's a flesh wound.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
hey, like was I ever right? I know it wasn't on this show, but last week on my X show I said roll the dice every week to see who will be presidential candidate for the two parties next week. And a lot of events with both candidates this week. Right now I'm told that I have breaking news. President Biden apparently still alive. Poked him with a stick and he moved. But
We'll revisit
apparently
that on Monday morning. I'm
Apparently, I
hearing
wasn't
some
the.
stuff about
Apparently, I wasn't
maybe.
someone who. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But that's what I was going to say. Yeah, apparently, I'm not the only person who called their senator saying, "What the fuck is going on?" And no, just don't be part of this. So yeah, I would say that he probably makes some kind of announcement on Monday, but I don't know. How do you do this pirouette where you resign from office because you are visibly unable to do it and scaring everybody and emboldening our enemies, whether you're with it every other minute of the day except that 2 minutes, that half hour we saw him, or whatever, that 90 minutes we saw him or not? I don't know how you do that and say, I can't go forward, but I'm okay now. I think what's at issue here is, do we have Kamala Harris make a sideways move on becoming the first ever female black U.S. president and being the first U.S. female black president to be beaten in a primary?
Oh, if she becomes president, I
She will.
guarantee you she's not making the
She's
election.
not going to make. What we mean by that is she will not be on the ballot. What we mean by that is she will not be on the ballot. We do not mean anything else.
The party will.
Listen, shit's happened this week. We want to be playing. We're not saying that people should be violent, and we're not making predictions of violence. We loathe and fear and hate violence. We loathe and fear and hate violence. And if you are violent, we disavow you.
Yeah. I'm just saying Hillary will not be very happy with her being the first female president. As long as Hillary's alive, I don't think any woman should want to be president.
What do you mean? The streak's over. Trump survived. The streak's over. She's not. What is it? 57 in a row. Now it's like 57 for 58. She's
56
she's
and 1, and she's gonna be very, very angry.
Yeah, she's 0-1 right now.
Next one's gonna fail.
You know what? We don't know. Like, all we know is she's streaky, right? She might just fail like 15 times in a row. We don't know. How lucky can one person get at being horrible?
Well, I do recall reading that after the Donald survived, the Russian Premier Putin decided to go out all by himself without any protection. So
he does that every day.
That's not exactly what I'd call a free country or a place that I'd ever want to live. Whatever you think of the other situation, their country is so fucking great.
Hey, the cavity searches are one thing, but you're going to have a bunch of 10-year-olds running around making you wish it was just a cavity search.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're going to take all your booze when you try to bring them in is going to make your life that much worse, Gorilla.
See, YouTube, I love Gorilla and Germ, and they're really great guys, and I'd be closer with them if they didn't play super cruel practical jokes on each other, which have now escalated to, has anyone been arrested yet as part of these practical jokes?
Not quite. But how he got me flagged at TSA both times.
Oh, man.
Has he been disproven as the person who is responsible for the circumstances of the car accident that you were in?
Now that you mention it, I have not run the ID of that driver yet.
Yeah,
could be one of Gorilla's cousins.
Or Gorilla himself could have rented a car and made his way across. You know, it's not that far for him. He's halfway there.
Hello, Suzanne.
Yeah, hello, Suzanne.
Hi, Suzanne.
Why did you accomplish maintain Culinar? Yeah.
Culinar.
You know what? You know what happened, Arvik, was that I was married, and after that, I had a cessation of all emotion.
You mean you lost?
Yeah,
all
marriage
emotion.
does that.
Yeah.
The purging of all emotions, similar to when Spock went into the desert of Vulcan until he hallucinated. Yes. She was from the northern continent, like Tuvok.
Hey,
nice
Lemon.
Wish her luck. She kind of looked like the Romulan ambassador from Star Trek V. I mean, there was a reason I liked her, but yeah. You know, cavity searches. He's lemon pie. You know what? Good dental hygiene, very important.
Yeah. Hey, try doing it at 7 a.m.
Yeah, 7 a.m. is no fun. I'm surprised they don't pull cavity searches in Texas. I'm surprised they don't pull cavity searches on cows to see if they have steroids already injected.
If it's a cavity search, wouldn't it be like 7 k.m.? Oh. It was amazing what $500 could do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, I'd hang out with these
especially
guys
to those
more,
TSI
but like,
guys.
Like this is gonna one day this is gonna be the result of my friendship with Germ and Gorilla. A New York man was shot by TSA today attempting to board a plane at LaGuardia Airport. Suspected international terrorist and YouTube influencer Admiral Teague killed by FBI agents LaGuardia this morning.
Oh man.
Hey, those TSA guys are apparently very easy to bribe. They are paid like shit, from what I'm told.
It was an agency created by Biden. I don't know a lot about it. I do know that when there's a reality show about it on like the Roku channel. Like it's a low rent reality channel and a show on a low rent channel. And wherever they go, like there's like 5 or 8 of them, and they're pretty disco. Like they're ready to go. Like they're revved up. And like they have to have like a real cop like with them, and they're like, "We are acting under authority of like Section 3 of the National Security Act." And the real cop's like, "I'm gonna vouch for them. Just do what they say." It's like literally like smoking a cigarette in the background, and they're like, "Yeah, you know, we've got these people coming off the plane, and they're pretty mad in the air, so we're gonna put them on the no-fly list." It's a weird show.
I'm sorry to hear that, Gorilla. That thing needs sustenance.
Yeah, that is a very unfortunate side effect of marriage for both of your poles.
Would like art.
She'll take half your bananas, man. Stay away. She'll take half your bananas.
Oh, that's okay. The kids already take all his bananas.
Yeah, can you imagine 16 screaming 10-year-olds trying to grab onto your leg going, Mr. Gorilla, can we go have a campfire now? Can we have some,
I have a phaser.
marshmallows?
I would simply stun them. Yeah, they left out. I finally found out what that was about. They left out the punchline to that joke, got edited out. It was that Spock had read about camping, and McCoy had anticipated it and changed the spelling of marshmallow to marshmelon, and they were supposed to sing it. Also, they didn't want to pay the marshmallow company because what they really are is puffed sugar.
Yes, now let's try to help Admiralty save Star Trek. Thank you, Stream Elements, for posting, and for Pop, and for Mr. Lundell, Groovy Movies.
It was I who attacked the lithium cracking station on Delta Vega 9.
Right on, Sir Lemon. Yes, we want something from Deliverance, okay? Find one of those hick kids with a banjo at his knee. Better shoot him dead first. He has a banjo.
I think cavity searches may not be his problem. It may be they think he's a bear and he'd be a trophy kill.
Right.
A hairy guy like him just walking through the woods. I got Bigfoot.
Yeah. Sasquatch. Wait, I just captured Sasquatch.
I have been stopped by airport security because I resembled like someone who was on the FBI wanted list.
There was did? For real?
I did. I for real did. I was traveling. Well, this story jumped out of nowhere. It was a long time ago, and the story only lasted like a weekend, but it became kind of famous. Like, I traveled from New York to Minnesota. The guy was from Minnesota and fled to New York. So when I went to the New York airport, everybody who was like his height and weight, they grabbed him. But it was the guy who killed Versace.
Hey, Gorilla, we never said the dreaded F word or the dreaded O word. So we only said you may look like Sasquatch. Yeah.
We said you're a hairy son of a bitch.
You're hairy.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
And that banjo playing hick will think you're Bigfoot.
Yes, and I just wanted to let the YouTube elite know, yes, we don't endorse killing or anything else. It's just a big joke. No worries. Hey, we're not trying to go after people, so,
Is it a coincidence that when I was stopped by the FBI, I was going to where Gorilla lives, was like a 5-year-old kid, like a 5-year-old gorilla, like on the phone, like, there's a guy at the airport. He's Andrew Keenan, and he says his name is Admiral Teague. And they're like, what are you doing, little gorilla? And he's like, he's like peeling a banana with his feet, like hanging up the phone. Like, I didn't do nothing, ma. May have been
Gorilla, we would have never implied anything like that. Besides, Sasquatch is over 7 or 8 feet tall, and you're a short man. So
I had not considered that he may have been behind this, but I want to know how old he was in 1998. When did Versace die?
Gianni Versace. I can look it up. Hold on.
I'm going to say 1997.
Yeah, we'll check that.
Maybe even on this day.
Could have been.
Santos.
He died July 15th, 1997. So
I was so close. Ladies and gentlemen, Rip Gianni Versace, gone 27 years and 3 days.
And 3 days, yeah. And he was murdered.
As he was known in Showgirls Versace. Yes, killed by Admiral Teague, and it was pinned on Andrew Keenan.
Yeah, Keenan.
It was I who killed Versace.
No, it wasn't. You wouldn't do that thing. Come on. I said it was Santos. Oh, jeez. We love you, Gorilla. You're a big ape. We love you.
I was online in the airport in the 20th century where you have like a paper ticket and your like actual credit card and your fucking driver's license. And even back then, you didn't bring luggage. You just bought like a carry-on. And I was going to Minnesota for a couple of days, and 2 guys walked up to me with sunglasses, blue suits, white shirts, red tie. I'm like, that's the uniform of FBI agents. And I'm like, oh shit, there's a manhunt on.
Yeah.
And I had figured this out because when I walked into the airport, there was a TV that said manhunt on.
Oh, there you go.
And they walked up to me and I was
like the airport in Hawaii.
Is that what happened to you?
Yeah.
So, like, we're looking
it
for
is the worst
Osama
freaking airport
Ben.
on the. It is the worst goddamn airport I have ever seen.
The worst airport I've ever been to was Barcelona. The city is great, but the airport, as you take off, like basically when you land, there's a mountain in front of you. You have to stop in time. You'll simply hit the mountain. But when you take off, like there's enough runway, but like after you clear like the runway, the runway is over a cliff. Like it like the runway is pointed over a sheer cliff. The city's on like a plateau or something. So yeah, or the airport's in the mountains outside. It's like pretty scary. It's not quite Argentina scary, but it's scary.
Sir Lemon, you're getting started early tonight. I'm surprised you haven't started dropping eggnog jokes yet. Oh, that's right. PvP's not here yet.
PvP has to be here for the eggnog jokes.
Yeah, for sure. Right. Hey, Miss
Katonic.
Miss Katonic, greetings.
Good to see you, my friend. It's really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, the airport Honolulu looks like it was built in sometime in the late 70s. Not an air conditioner to be found in the whole damn place.
No, they want natural ocean breeze. I've been through it twice. So
yeah, there's no damn natural ocean breeze in that place.
I know.
It is solid damn concrete. 92 degrees at 10 a.m. and the humidity is through the damn roof.
So it's like a sauna with flies.
Yes. Oh, and ladies.
A sauna with flies and 10,000 people.
You arrive. Well, don't forget the ladies with lays when you arrive, you know. They're nice.
Yeah, that's for flights incoming.
Yeah. That's why I said they're nice. I told you I've been through the airport twice. I liked it. It was nice. Honolulu was cool. Yeah. The other airport I went through was Lahui. Now Lahui is interesting. That's on Hawaii.
Was it Argentina or Brazil, Arabic, that has the insane airport where we always see like it's like for some reason they thought it'd be a great idea to build the freeway behind like the landing runway of their airport, and from time to time cars get like blown off the freeway by a plane, and they've had a couple of planes like pancake onto the parkway.
Is that the one in Buenos Aires?
That might be it.
Ah, okay. The beach. The beach where everybody hangs out, and then you have the big plane that like heads for him. It's like, oh my god, big plane. What am I going to do now?
Is stuck on a sandy beach. Is that the city that has the giant statue of Onsides Jesus? He's doing the NHL Onsides thing up on like a mountain.
Yeah.
Like it's good. It's Onsides.
Yeah.
You're good. You can play it.
Yeah, that's Buenos Aires. Or not Buenos Aires.
Yeah. Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
No.
Whatever the freaking big city in Brazil is.
Because I'm considering going to South America because I'm a huge fan of Data from Star Trek The Next Generation. And that's what he always says when he gets transported to the 1940s. But maybe Cuba first.
I don't think you want to land in Havana.
I don't know, man. Like, you know, we're allowed to go.
I heard it's very scary. I'm not sure why, but I just would not want to land in Havana.
They're the ones who should be afraid.
I would.
It's not too much different than landing in like Mexico City.
Oh yeah, no,
there's no U.S. embassy.
I'm going to put it this way: based on photographic evidence, I'm going to look Cuban enough to them. They're going to leave me the fuck alone.
Ah.
Oh no, they can smell an American. Oh, he gets cash on him.
Oh my God, yeah.
Look at that person with
the back of his butt.
Look at the man with the brand name clothing.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah, from this century.
Oh, okay. So Arif's been to the one in London.
Right. My cab driver would have like a Chicago Bulls, the NBA champions T-shirt with like a picture of Jordan and like on there, right?
If you're lucky.
Arabic. I've been to the brand new one, the DIA there in Denver, and it is as scary as they say. And the big Mustang out in front, you know, the sculpture, the statues there. Yeah, It is. It's foreboding. I mean, I was glad I got out of there, man. Just flew out of there and said, goodbye, Colorado. Woohoo! Yeah. So, yeah, I've been.
Speaking of a gorilla.
Hey,
It's
what's up,
Gorilla Capone. Da-da-da.
How you doing, gorilla?
Hey, Gorilla.
I think I got 80% of the shit I'm supposed to bring packed. The other 20% is the crap I don't remember. What else?
Well, did you remember to hide the flask deep down in there?
Yes.
No, we're just pulling out the fucking bottle right there. There you go. What are you gonna do? Send me home? All right, been drinking.
Hey, Gorilla,
I still
let
have
me ask you
something of a
something.
grudge against you for making me watch the movie Civil War.
Hey,
Yeah,
good
Gorilla-
memories.
Actually,
Gorilla,
you're right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because,
Gorilla, let me ask you. Yes, I know Aravic. Yes, definitely. What was I going to say to you? Oh, do you have any, child Boy Scout repellent?
yeah. It's called Jack.
Ah, there you go.
Hey, if you get the 10-year-olds, that's just going to be, hey,
Oh,
what's
that's
that?
great. Arabic did you see what Arabic said? The statue is fucking horrible. They call it Lucifer.
Yeah, they call it Lucifer. It's a blue big Mustang
I don't
horse
give a
out
fuck. That's
in the front
hilarious.
of the outdoor. Yeah.
I want them to build two more. I'm donating if they build another one. That's fucking hilarious.
It is. Oh yeah, don't forget the Talon peanuts. You're right, Miss Katani.
Oh hell, Lucifer.
Oh, Jeremy, it's a closed panel tonight.
Okay.
Because I'm not dealing with that again tonight.
Yeah, I don't know why you haven't banned the kid yet.
I thought I did.
I'm sorry. I'll change. What did I do wrong?
No, not you.
You're a lot more mature than this kid.
How fucked up is this person? Jesus Christ! I have the maturity of like maybe.
This schmuck is 12 years old.
Oh yeah, no, he has to be. There's no place for someone that young.
Yeah, you have to be as mature as a 14-year-old to be on these panels.
See,
I
thought
18 and above.
I feel kind of weird with some of the jokes that we make, but then I
can't be myself around a goddamn child. I can't be myself. No, I mean, my show's not for children. I don't have any children. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Having children is great if we want to do it, but like I have to act properly and get into a certain mindset to be around like children. It's a different level of responsibility. I take it, with one, we got to take it seriously.
Well, yeah. I got enough to handle just my kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Another one.
And you're able to somewhat control.
Yeah.
What they
see,
hear,
when
what
we make
they do.
jokes amongst each other, we can make some jokes there. I don't have to feel like when I have to censor myself on my channel, and all of a sudden feel weird with making a joke with a kid on the panel.
What happened? It just like it kind of revealed itself that they were younger than they were saying.
I know. I recognize him. I made the mistake of letting him on panels before, and it's like he does not talk about what the subject matter of the post is. He will not watch. He was. I told him, "Are you even watching along?" He goes, "Oh,
are you sure? Are you sure you're not talking about me?
No, Teague, we're not.
Sounds like me.
No. This kid is worse. I had to block him myself because he said that he wanted to get on mine, and I said, "Dude, you're not even 18 years old, and I got limits. I'm only allowed 18 plus, and I'm sorry if you're not quite that age yet, and you're definitely immature." So
I can't justify having a panelist on my show who's under like 18 when the show is not really for people under 18. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
Like my nephew only found out about this when he turned 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially.
And so what do you do when you turn
have a bar
20?
mitzvah? You can't. You shouldn't even be watching this.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable endorsing that political view.
Yeah, and Aravic is also right. Yeah, it's completely blue, with literal red glowing eyes. But that's because it has something to do with the eyes. I don't want to say their name because it might hurt the channel. So
I
we'll
want
just
to
say the eyes have it.
Just for a
Should I
minute.
say it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Well,
we were saying this before.
Okay. Well, according to reports, there are secret tunnels that lead underneath the airport itself. DIA we're talking about, and it's supposed to lead to downtown Denver. And by the way, the Freemasons, I can say that the Freemasons have developed symbols all throughout the airport. So these symbols are supposed to lead to different parts of the city, and they're also supposed to lead to a special club for the elite somewhere on the premises of the airport. So there's a lot of crazy ass things that are going on there. There's even been reports of people disappearing, not just children, but like adults, seniors. That just they get caught in weird situations, and then all of a sudden they disappear, and they can't figure it out because they don't know where in the freaking airport could you walk into a certain area and then just disappear without a trace. They don't see you again. So yeah, believe me, Arabic, it's yes, the back rooms. Yeah, that's it. Well, there's a lot of things, Miskatonic, but yeah, very scary stuff. Let's put it this way. I was only there once and I survived, so thank you, God. I got out of there.
Yeah, it's not a well-designed airport.
Yeah. Well, it was built by Masonic, though. It was. Masonic funds.
Just circle back to something you said before. Like we kind of like it got lost in us, like stomping on the idea that anyone misinterpret what we said. But no, I think that like Biden I don't know how. I can't see him being the candidate, and I don't see how he stays on once that comes out. So I really think it's like 50-50 homeboy resigns over the next 7 days. So I also do not foresee his vice president being the nominee. That's go ahead. Sorry.
Well, here's the thing. I was thinking they're gonna do some kind of medical thing so that he could exit with grace. Instead of like resigning in disgrace, give him a graceful exit.
Give him a graceful exit.
I don't think graceful. I think there's going to be some quote unquote tragic news Sunday or Monday morning.
We don't want anything bad to happen to anybody, but who knows?
Yeah, I'm not for this, but let's just say they don't have to take active action against him to do it. They just have to stop interfering. They just have to let nature. Yeah, let nature take its course. Give the necromancer the weekend off, and things will proceed the way
he drank from a false grail. The guy looks like he drank from a false grail. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, hidden military bunker, Arabic. That's some of the rumor you heard about. What's also on the site there.
Oh yeah, there's bunkers in international airports.
Oh, of course, hidden caches of weapons and everything. No, we all know that.
Yeah, exactly, Miskatonic. He chose poorly. What's happening to me?
He chose poorly.
I knew you'd show your mother for a mean.
Years ago.
I knew you'd show your mother for a mean fish, but I didn't know you'd throw it with the scum of humanity.
You know, Money Penny, I've always looked. Yeah.
They say the name of the bad guy in Last Crusade once. I had to watch, like, one day I was like, and then they throw General Veers into the wall and he explodes because he's bones. And I'm like, what is that bad guy's name? And I had to like think. And like, it's like, they say his name like maybe twice in the whole movie. But they say his last name once and they say his first name once.
Well, he was played by Julian Glover, right? That's the actor who played him.
Yeah, he's General Veers from Empire Strikes Back.
Right. I know. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, not Admiral Veers, or whatever. He's General whatever. You see
Captain
him. He's in the walker. He's in the walker that fires on the shield generator.
Yeah. Well, last night I wanted to mention Gorilla and I were watching the Quigley Down Under with Tom Selleck and
it is
Laura San Giacomo. Yeah, Laura San Giacomo before she did The Stand, on TV, the miniseries. And they had a young Ben Mendelsohn there, the guy who played Hux in the other three Star Wars films, 7, 8, and 9, and was also in Ready Player One. So,
is that what I fell asleep to last night?
Yeah, that's what you fell asleep to. See,
Okay.
if you stay awake, Gorilla, you would have got some cool information. I put it out there right for you. It's Ben Mendelsohn. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, before he did all this stuff. Yeah.
I know Hans Gruber was in there.
Oh yeah. Alan Rickman. Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah. Oh, was that Alan Rickman that played Hans?
Yeah, Alan Rickman was the lead villain. Yeah, in Quigley. Yeah, that was him.
Okay.
Mustache, hat, all that stuff. Oh yeah, that was Alan. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good.
Well,
and some of the places they filmed there, they did film all over Western Australia and in New South Wales, and there was an area called Alice Springs. And if I remember correctly, the first 2 Crocodile Dundee films were filmed around that area, Alice Springs. So, yeah, by Paul Hogan himself. So, well, of course, because he's from Australia. So, but still, it was still cool to see that, Alice Springs. Yeah, great area there. I know this because my parents and we met this couple from the Outback, and they told us all about Alice Springs and everything. So I was like, oh, that's cool. It's just if you go into the Western Outback, you got to be fully fortified with water, food, a couple of armaments. If you don't want to get attacked by lions and other stuff like that, but hey.
Yeah, it's sort of like Florida made a continent.
Exactly.
I always analogize it to Texas, but yeah, 601.
Yeah, is this the sort of place? When I was there, the city's okay, but the farther you creep out, just don't go.
It's 98% uninhabitable.
Yeah.
You can only live within like 5 miles of the shore around the rim of this entire continent. The rest of it's, I don't know, like maybe one day, like we'll find out like sand is like super valuable and no one can get enough of it. But until then, I don't know how it's doing in terms of resources. And like, I don't know what the hell kind of country has their fucking leader eaten by a goddamn shark while he's swimming. I mean, that's just weird shit.
Well, I know they got plenty of coal because China's bitching that they're not getting their share of it.
And by the way, you won't be having any gun in that outback. They don't believe in them no more.
Oh yeah, they confiscated all those.
Maybe you might be able to get one like as you leave from like a park ranger, and like up to 3 bullets. Like I'm thinking that's. I mean I don't know. I'm not from Australia. I'm not descended from criminals that I know of.
I'm sure they have their ways.
That I know of.
What about the governor?
Well,
governor
I take that back. I take that back. Until I was like 17 years old, I think my father was considered a criminal in Vietnam, right? Until like we made amends with them. So, I take that back. I am descended from a severe criminal in the eyes of the Republic of North Vietnam.
That's okay. If a communist considers you a criminal, you're probably a good person.
They really hated him, but I think maybe he went a bit too far in a few places with the whole thing. I don't know. He didn't go over there to make friends. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I was going to ask though. I mean, when Jesse the Body Ventura was the governor of Minnesota back in the day, I wonder if he went hunting and fishing.
He was governor. I think he had just won the election when I was there. He hadn't taken office yet. I saw some of the. I think. Oh no, he was in the primary. I think I saw the commercial. I think I saw the commercials, or he was he maybe governor of some place called Brooklyn, Minnesota? Right.
Something like that.
Brooklyn. All right.
Brooklyn
See,
Park.
I'm not fucking. Yeah, I'm an immortal Highlander. I have a lot of things to remember.
Hey, I don't know if he was from there, but there is a Brooklyn Park.
He was their mayor.
next to Minneapolis there, because that's where all the jurors.
I'll bet you $100 right now that he was the mayor. He might not have been from there, but I'll bet you $100 he was mayor.
Yeah, he could have been some set. He was something before governor.
Hey, I can't bet you on that. I spent all my money getting germs and cavity searches.
Hey, just don't be hung up on those cavity searches. One day, Gorilla, you may have to take one yourself.
Yeah, the first international trip you take.
Yeah.
Who knows? I might find out something about myself I didn't know.
We gotta find something in that hair somewhere.
Yeah. They will have to shave an ape that day.
Yeah, I don't know how you call him Jesse the Mind Ventura. Oh, that's right. He read some books. Woohoo! Yay. Okay. Yeah, I think that's why Miskatonic went. He wasn't that knowledgeable. Hey, but he didn't get Minnesota in debt, so that's a positive for him.
He was he was mayor of Brooklyn Park from 1991 to 1995.
Huh.
Yeah, he wasn't too bad as governor.
No, he was good.
He's a bit of a wackadoo,
Ted Nugent's a wackadoo, but he's never ran a state.
How would any of us know how he did from 1997 to 2001 in that area? Except you know what I mean? Like maybe Gorilla.
Right.
Yeah, Gorilla was elementary school at that time, I guess.
I heard that like he was like adequate, like nothing changed. He wasn't not reelected.
No.
Or he didn't run again. He had no scandal though.
I don't know. I was just a wee little.
Hey, Dan.
Sif Damage.
Hello, all.
Yeah, no, I know more about it because he called XFL football games during that time, and I saw him call the New York Hitman game.
Hey, he wasn't a bad announcer for XFL.
Yeah, he was an announcer for WWF for years. It translated very well to football.
Football and wrestling, both fixed. The New York Jets have been denied a Super Bowl for 55 seasons.
Hey, that's Joe Namath's fault.
Yeah, that's Joe Namath's fault.
He sold his soul and sold out the Jets for the rest of the time.
He did.
Yeah, there was a cartoon. I don't think it was Adult Swim. It was like Cartoon Network. It was something else. It was like Comedy Central, but it was called Ugly Americans. And the idea was like some people, like a lot of the world was just demons, right? And like vampires and all that stuff. And like you could take like a plane ride to hell. It was kooky, but like the guy was like he meets like the devil, and the devil's wearing like a New York Jets jersey.
The personal gift from Joe.
Yeah,
it was a Joe Klecko jersey. It was a Joe Klecko, not Joe Namath jersey, number 99. And it was like they were having like a really tense conversation, and like the devil like really disliked him, but he couldn't destroy him because like he had some connection to like the devil's daughter, and he's just like talking to him. He's trying to like be able to handle him. He's just like the guy's making him sick because he's like a simp and like an idiot, kind of like he's a shrink. And like while they're talking, like the Jets score, and he gets up and like dances around and sits back down and just puts his head back in his hands. Well, I mean, if God loves the Yankees, like we see in when we see Morgan Freeman playing God, doesn't he wear a Yankee hat?
I don't know.
I'm pretty fucking sure he does.
He might have, yeah.
Pretty fucking sure he does. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know why God would be the fan of the Yankees.
I think I can think of 31 other teams who would be like, God hates us. Look what happened to the goddamn Yankees. 27 World Series and 35 appearances in 100 years. Absolutely, like God's a Yankee fan.
Well, except for 2001 when the towers went down and everybody wanted the Yankees to win. But then, I guess the team named the Arizona Diamondbacks beat them in 7 games. So,
No, that was the gift from God that the Yankees didn't win that year.
God was sleeping.
He was? He doesn't sleep.
That's why these games have to go on at earlier times. It was on at that game started at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fucking baseball game. It had a half-hour pre-show. Pete Rose was at the game. That was a satanic ceremony right there, having someone designated as a banned from baseball, celebrated by on TV. Come
on. Germ, tell me, did the Notorious Cavity shirts require someone to say bend over?
Bend over, spread them.
What was the name of that guy in the XFL?
Hey, Germ, did they at least whisper sweet nothings into your
ear?
Not exactly.
No. More like if you try to make a move, you may not get out of this airport alive. or something.
Well, I gotta say that his girlfriend probably knows how she felt when Germ was finished with her now with that cavity search he went through.
No comment.
No comment.
I very much enjoyed my time there.
Hey,
well,
the city wasn't anything special, but I did enjoy my time there.
Hey, to Germ's wife that may or may not be listening there, I have no association with that comment Cynthia just made.
It's okay. She knows better not to watch this.
Yeah, no. She's got a brain. She can avoid this. Hey, how you doing, Brandon?
Hi, Brandon.
I haven't seen Brandon in a while, man.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon.
This is the good Brandon, not the bad Brandon.
No.
Bad Brandon lives in DC.
Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon.
And I will take it. This Brandon is a Looney Tunes fan.
I would like to extend my personal condolences to Brandons all across the world and Brandon Walsh, who lost his sister Brenda. Shannon Doherty, rip Shannon Doherty. She was fucking hot. She was sort of the unbelted female champion of Hollywood fights. She knocked out every other female celebrity on the red carpet at one time or another. Remember when she punched the shit out of Paris Hilton?
Yeah, I also heard that we lost.
I do remember someone.
Bob Newhart. Bob Newhart, man.
You're probably right. By the way, Miss Katonic, I refused to get an autograph. I just declined to get an autograph from Jim Leyritz. He's a lowlife as well. He killed someone in a car accident, but he hit a few key Yankee home runs. I'm like, I don't care. It's in poor taste. I wouldn't blame someone for getting Pete Rose's autograph. I understand why it would be worth money and a curiosity. At the same time, I wouldn't want to support Pete Rose after what he did. Fuck him.
I'd support Pete Rose more than say Barry Bonds.
Pete Rose took his own kid's signing bonus according to his teammate.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I don't think
Pete
that was
Rose,
substantiated.
Yeah.
All I know that he did was he bet on baseball, but he did just bet on his team.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but that affects the entire standings of the league, and there's federal laws against fixing stuff like that because it could affect, believe it or not, this is so insane, but it could affect the national economy to the point that if we knew what the final score of the Super Bowl was going to be right now, and we not even the teams, just the score. If we somehow were given that information, we'd be able to strategically bet in a lot of pools to the point where we would like become rich. So like if the mafia could do something like that, they could, like, you think about this, you're talking about it would affect the national economy.
Well, if he was shaving points, yeah. I don't know if he's trying to get, unless he is taking actions with the mafia to get the other team not to give their best effort.
So Admiral T,
he had control of the games that he was. I'm sorry, Sithan. He had some say in the games he was betting on. If you think that he wasn't betting against himself and then pulling his starters and like putting in shit relievers and other stuff like that, I mean, come on. I mean, it's a general like we're going. A little more has come out every year, and he's said a little more every year. And you know what? Paul Giamatti, the actor, his father was the commissioner of baseball, dropped dead in the middle of kicking Pete Rose out. And that's why I don't think they'll ever let him back yet.
Admiral Teague, are you going to watch, or did you watch the last episode of Star Wars The Acolyte already? Are you going to do a watch party of it?
We had about 120, 150 people at the watch party. I don't remember. It was fairly successful. There's believe it or not, House of Dragon. Well, what should be easily believed is House of Dragon is destroying it as a watch party. That's doing much better. Star Trek does a little better. I think the Acolyte had people offended. There was a reverse interest by the end. Episode 3 was the peak of the watch parties for the Acolyte, and then after that, a little less every week. Episode 7 increased curiosity because it was a repeat of the
third
aforementioned episode 3. It was terrible. It was people weren't disappointed. They were just like, the only way to put it is everyone's like, "Yep, that's Star Wars now." Nobody was surprised. Everybody was a little bit annoyed, and we're all a little dumber for it. Billy Madison Award for that one.
Well, I haven't seen a single episode because I'm staying away from that with a 10-foot pole.
Good for you, Daniel.
Yeah,
Dan,
good for you.
Smart choice.
Yeah, very smart.
And welcome,
choice.
Daniel's Hot Topics.
And hey, Daniel's Hot Topics.
Hey, Daniel, if you're in...
Hey, Daniel.
If you're in Resolute Germ's friend chats, you can go ahead and come on the panel, unless Resolute Germ wants to take a chance and put it on the YouTube link, too.
Oh, no.
Tweeter
no,
twatter.
I have not do that.
We also call it...
not putting it in there.
What's not even take that chance?
Elon Muskrat. He is X-ray.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of X, I'd like to thank you sons of bitches very much for moving your live streaming to premium.
Yeah.
Your sarcasm is wonderful, Resolute Germ.
Well, it's
I was
warranted.
getting a good dozen, at least, views off of that thing. The couple weeks I was able to do it, and then when I come back, all of a sudden, oh, you need an X Premium account to live stream to this platform.
Yeah, they're always out to they're always out to make more money.
Always.
I'm thinking.
Well, you notice they all went to black. Well, you notice they all went to black too. I mean, they were light, and then they went to the dark side, literally, and they're dark now. They're just
I'm thinking.
What the hell are you talking about?
I think
talking about X, the page, the page.
Well, I think X there is not
What
doing
do you
as well
mean?
as everybody thinks it's doing.
Yeah, I can't live stream text anymore.
No, you can't. It cannot.
Maybe I should hook up my Facebook page, but then my family might actually start watching my stuff.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to know
whatever happened to Gorilla.
Yeah, I made that mistake once. I never did that again. I hooked up my Facebook accidentally, and a couple of my sister and a few other people saw it, and they're like, oh, really? But I never got my words in or anything. I'm like, I'm sorry, you know.
But
So-
here's the thing. Your channel's tame compared to mine.
Yeah, well, I'm tame because I don't have enough subscribers yet. It's still tame. Yeah.
No, you just won't
It's out
say
in the
that.
freaking wilderness.
No, you won't. No, you just don't say half the stuff like that. That we say on mine.
Yeah, and
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm being polite. That's all. I'm just
and we'll say this: with me and Gorilla on his streams, we give each other a run for our money. And the way we talk with our mouths, we give each other a run for our money.
Yeah,
I'll tell you one thing. I miss our Walton's. I miss our Walton streams.
Well, I'll be back next week.
I know. You just have to survive 16 bloodthirsty children for 2 days.
Yeah, no smoking, no fucking drinking.
Yeah, right.
And no fucking
yes,
cursing.
to the dark mode. Yes, that's true, Arabic. Yes, the dark side. Something dark side.
No drinking, no smoking, no cursing. You can't do none of that, Gorilla. They might as well gag you and put you in a straitjacket.
Oh
might as well just
yeah.
have someone hit me in the ear.
Now they'll just tie you up from head to toe and pretend you're a shish kebab and have you over the fire. Yeah, I got to get my badge for this.
So how does roasted gorilla taste like or smell like?
Oh God.
Well, it depends if you shave it first.
I
don't know, Arabic. What is rehab cap?
I feel threatened.
You feel threatened? You should be. 60 bloodthirsty children. Come on.
Yeah. You're in more danger than you would be in a prison camp.
No kidding.
At least there you can get some bad hooch in prison camp.
You can. And then you got wildlife.
Yeah, a rehab camp would be a little bit better too.
Yeah, it might be better.
Yeah, but then again, a gorilla and a bear probably will find comfort in each other, though.
We don't have bears around here.
Hey, oh yeah, no bear, but he does have cryptids. Let's put it this way: I would not want gorilla and a Sasquatch to get into a fight. Someone might get the wrong idea and shoot the wrong person. Poor thing.
I gave up long ago, girl.
Oh yeah, detox.
Yes.
Detox was children around. That's like a reverse rehab.
Yeah, I would tell you this. Having kids is like you gotta find a way to control them, but that's all you have to do. Try to control them somehow, some way.
Hey, my dad used to be a chaperone, like exactly the way that Gorilla's going to be trying to maintain 16 children. Okay, there are all children under 10. They're scary as hell. My dad already tried that. He didn't succeed. So I'm just hoping that Gorilla gets by somehow with all of them this weekend.
Well, and someone will just give them video games to play with to occupy their attention.
Video games? They have no video games.
It's going to be hard.
This is the wilderness. You can't attach a Wi-Fi to a fucking tree. Excuse my language. But hey, anyway.
Unless Gorilla packs 3 or 4 generators, I think he's out of luck.
Actually, the campground does have electricity, but
it does. Okay.
And then there's also solar power option too.
Oh,
yeah, fuck that solar power.
Yeah, no commie talk like that.
Yeah, right. No, make sure you get rid of their phones too. You don't want a cell phone to go off in the middle while you're trying to fish and go and you're trying to fish. Yeah, you don't want that.
Well, who knows?
No.
Well, who knows? Maybe the music will draw the fish to them.
Yeah. Oh, please.
I'm gonna talk to Angie, see if we can get the kids to go snipe hunting.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you'd have to give them like bow and arrows or something.
Oh,
Then when
joy.
they can't find a snipe, they're gonna go gorilla hunting.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, even Suzanne laughed at that.
Yeah, which then really you better be sitting down to not give them a wide target.
See,
Oh,
what's with the fat jokes tonight? Seriously,
What?
I'm not that fat. I happen to know for a fact I have a great ass because whenever I get done talking to people, I turn around to walk away. People always go, "Wow, what an ass!"
really? Nice. Yeah, but
Well,
I just don't want to see about half of those children grabbing onto it and try to hang
oh
on,
my god.
try to walk away.
Oh no, they're gonna pants them.
Yeah.
So basically, it'll be high school all over again for him.
Yeah, good
Worse.
point, Eric. Vic. Yeah.
What pantsing people?
Oh yeah, you send the kids out on a snipe hunt.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
gorilla
send
hunt's
it-
gonna
send
end
them
with
on
you
a,
pants and doing the march of shame back to camp after you wake up tied up in the woods.
No, what
Saying,
you
"Where
do is
did you little bastards do with my clothes?"
no, what you do is you send them out on a scavenger hunt on Friday night, like something out of Lord of the Flies, and see if half of them come back alive, or if maybe they took one of their kin and stripped them and then bring them home as food.
Oh, now we're getting into the dark recesses of our minds now, in this talk right now.
Oh, this ain't the worst shit we've said on the live stream. Germ should vouch
No,
for
not
that.
even top 10.
Yeah, no, we've gone worse than this. Believe me. Oh man.
And surprisingly, none
Well,
of the streams have gotten taken down for that.
Yeah, they did. Scary. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Oh man.
Like YouTube encourages bad behavior like that.
Oh, I think so.
But you say one little thing about orange guy and a walking corpse, then you get flagged.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on what you're saying about the orange man.
Yeah. If you call him,
I think the president should be from Queens.
Well, he is from New York City, Emerald Teague.
I thought he was Manhattan.
Yeah, I thought he
lives
was
in
from
Manhattan.
Yeah.
He's not from Manhattan.
He was born. He's not from Manhattan. He was born in Queens.
Oh, he was born in Queens. Oh, thank God he wasn't born in the Bronx. Jeez.
He didn't live in Manhattan until he was like 50. 40 maybe.
Maybe.
Now is the Queens area kind of one of the uppity areas of New York, or is it just like middle? Because I know the Bronx is the poor section.
We're quite uppity. We're poorly behaved. We speak back. It's definitely one of the more uppity parts of the country.
Well, I know
like
the Bronx is the poor section, but I didn't know if Queens is kind of like
it's like the third worst of the 5 boroughs.
No,
right there
it's
in
not.
the middle.
Actually, Queens is the most is the safest borough with the highest standard of living outside of the lower part of Manhattan, and upper Manhattan destroys the lower part of Manhattan because it's so bad. It's got the best standard of living and the most diverse and the most diverse food, best choice of food in New York, in the world. So I'm doing all right. Hey, what's going on, Gap?
Hey, Gap After
Hey,
Dark.
Gap.
Hey, Gap, how you doing?
Well, if you're part of Resolute Germ's X group, you go ahead and join the panel if he will allow you to.
So,
I'm not sure if he is.
So, Teague, what up to date? What would you say is probably the most unsafe borough in New York City?
Bronx.
The Bronx. Yeah. Okay.
That is
Well,
probably. You don't even have to be in New York to be able to answer that.
Well, yeah, that's where the Yankees are.
I'm trying to think here. I'm gonna be honest with you. People are just as afraid of me everywhere I go.
yeah, and I
Why
will say,
is that?
yeah, I will say that the Bronx is where
Um,
AOC is too.
She represents the Bronx, but I think there was like a minute there where she represented a sliver of the Bronx, a sliver of Queens, and a sliver of Manhattan. So she represented both the Yankees and the Mets for like one brief moment there.
I
And
have
that's
to say
almost
that was-
sacrilegious.
Yeah.
Yes, I say it's a conflict of interest, even though I have hats of both teams.
Yeah, but then again, AOC does not do shit for her district anyway. She's mainly into the southern districts down near the border region.
She's no longer in Queens,
Hey,
from what I understand.
AOC is good for a lot of things. Like, for example, going all the way down to El Paso there, staring at a parking lot with a sad look on her face.
She's someone who like asked me to sign the petition for her to run for office the first time she ran, and then like I would see her every once in a while, like at around election time. She would come and like kind of shake hands or give people pizza, and I hated the pizzeria that she used, so I was just like, that was bad judgment right there. And if you don't know pizza, it worried me. It worried me.
So Gab says
she might have been 4'10". She might have been 4'10" now.
That sounds about right. It's about the height of a donkey.
Yeah.
No, seriously, she was really, really, really tiny, to the point that if you were dating AOC, people would be like, "Why is that guy bringing his kid out to a nightclub? Oh, that's a woman. Oh wow."
Oh no, according to how it starts, she has a big Latina booty.
She has well, I mean, I got pictures of her like talking to people from behind, so you could look for yourself. I would call her very, very, very thin, and maybe even bony.
I'm not sure.
She's not unattractive. I'll give her that. She's good looking, but
yeah, I'm not sure what Gab was referring to just now about being on a pole and 16 children. I did call them bloodthirsty, so maybe you should go for that, Gab.
Well, we all know what Gab's
he's not quite that unlucky to have 16 of his own, but he got conned into watching that many kids.
Did. Well, I would tell you this.
Are you a scoutmaster?
No.
I'm not. No, I'm just one of the parents that has to drive the kids there. Might as well just stay for the s'mores and free food.
So they call you a chaperone?
Yeah.
No, what they call him is the sucker who agreed to stay.
And plus, I'm bringing the fishing poles, so.
Yeah.
So tell me, Gorilla, do you get paid for this or not?
No, fuck no.
No, fuck no. He doesn't. It's
no, he's paying. He's actually paying for the privilege of doing this because he has to pay for his kid to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will tell you until it's the Gap's comment. Like, if Gorilla has 16 kids, the condom sea war would not be worth a shit.
That's I can certify that.
Well, that's because
he'd have a very, very good suit against Trojan.
Yeah.
He would have a very good suit against the fact that he is obviously using it wrong. You're not supposed to tie them in a knot around your stem.
Yeah. For full disclosure,
well, Gorilla could be a poster. I was going to say, Gorilla could be a poster boy for Trojan Man.
Last time I went to New York, stayed in Williamsburg. I liked the vibe, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, Williamsburg's very small borough, small area.
I have wait, Williamsburg, the part of Brooklyn. I mean,
that's what he's talking about. Yeah.
All right, yeah. First of all, like, be sure you are actually in Williamsburg, because like that's a popular misconception. Like, they try to call every part of Brooklyn Williamsburg. There are some parts near Williamsburg that I would describe as harrowing if you're not from around here. Like I would be fine, and people in Brooklyn are just as afraid of me as they are everywhere else. But let's just say inspired the beginning of Batman '89, most likely.
Man, Admiral, the way you describe everything sounds like you're in a war zone.
Well, some people might say that, but I'm quite comfortable here. All true Americans love the sting of battle.
Oh, Gap was at Regis Hotel. Is that still there?
Yes.
Is that still there? Oh, okay.
Hotel St. Regis endures.
That's good, isn't it?
I believe it's in the 50s over on like 8th or 9th. I think. I might be wrong. Wait, that's the Manhattan St. Regis. Okay. No, he was in Williamsburg, so I don't know that one. Like I said, Williamsburg, they will try to tell you that most of Brooklyn is Williamsburg. If you come looking for real estate and you have anything but a New York accent, they're going to tell you that, like, they will tell you like Long Island is Williamsburg, because it commands like this great rent. And I don't know why. Like, my neighborhood is as ugly and is shitty and has as much overhead subway problems and noise and bats and pigeons. But for whatever reason,
well, Arabic said, Arabic said that it was wherever the hostel was. He said, "Oh, to be young and brave." So I guess there was.
Let me tell you something. Everybody in Brooklyn is hostile. All right, let me tell you. Oh,
they talk with the hands, you know.
You know what? I can't find you on Twitter, Gap.
Yeah, we got to find you on Twitter, Gap man.
Gap Stargate.
He finally goes under another handle. Then
he's Gap and I are mutual followers. You can grab him off mine. If Mr. After Dark wants to speak to you, I mean, I don't know. It's up to him. I can't speak for Mr. After Dark.
Arabic said, "Good one to you there, Teague."
Thank you.
Yeah. This is on Gap Stargate on X. Oh, okay.
Also,
Gap Stargate. I found you. That's why you weren't showing up. You have to get the exact.
I got the notification.
Private account. That's. Right.
I just like to say, very, very happy that that I made the decision to just deal with it when my X monetization renewed. I'm in the middle program, so I'm not paying the crazy money. But like, I guess that new thing is the broadcasting. But to those who would broadcast on X, I would warn you of the double-edged sword. Why would anyone watch your YouTube show? There's no commercials on X. So if you want to start broadcasting on X, here's what you have to do. You got to go on X, and you got to go and do a show for X. And you carve that out of the time you would be on YouTube. And you try to explain to people why it's okay. And you have to justify yourself, because X people believe there is a belief among the bigger X influencers and Gap. I'm sorry, Germ. Rather, I speak to one of them all the time. He was here for one of our talks.
Yeah.
He could start spiking up your engagement really easily, and so like there is a feeling among the X influencers, the X premium people, that if you broadcast on X, instead of getting all those impressions, and I think that's how they're going to pay people on X, because X doesn't pay us at all. Okay, so we slaved away to be paid employees of YouTube to have this X thing happen. So you have to justify your show on X as being its own show, and then move to YouTube, or people will just watch you on X because there are no commercials, and YouTube has advertising. Now there are no ads on my show because AdSense is a filthy motherfucker who hates me, and it also I cannot deal with if I monetize my live streams, I would make decent money, but it rolls an ad at a time of its choosing, and it rolls it on everyone at a different time. It only rolls it roughly at the same time. Right. Yeah, so everyone gets hit with about a minute worth of commercials in the span of about 3 minutes. 1/3 of everyone is disengaged at all times. They may or may not come back. So I monetize after the stream is not live, hoping that your ad blocker gets it. And like my AdSense is like $2 a month, and I did like 6,000 views last month.
So Gap After Dark says that he locked his tweet, so you have to send a request because he gets all these porn star women trying to follow him. Now, is that anything like the women that try to follow Lemon Pie? Yeah. Well, no, I was just going to ask Gap. Yeah.
That's gotten worse because I think you have to have a check mark to message me by default until I know who you are. So people are spending money on this one, and that's gotten to the point where now it's not even in English or our alphabet. It's in like Mandarin.
Yeah,
like Lemon Pie.
All sorts of weird stuff.
I wouldn't know.
I didn't know you were that popular, Gap.
I can't read Mandarin. I have been asked to marry like Russian and Ukrainian women every week for the last year.
Wow.
Yeah. Why do you not say yes, Emerald Teague? If I have a woman in your life.
It's because if I send them the money to get a ticket to come over here, they'll get robbed on the way to the airport and ask me for more money. That's how that one's going to work.
Or they'll get sold into slavery.
See, here's the thing. I've already been pitched cons by the best of them. I live in New York. You're not going to fool me. West African prince. I am the West African prince.
Well, I tell you, I've never been to New York City personally myself, but if this means anything, Teague, I'd ask for your protection if I go there for the first time, taking Suzanne with me.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the scam on Facebook where people will start posting like they lost their animal and all that, or they found a dog and stuff. And they're just trying to find the owners, or they lost their animal and they need people help search for it. But yeah, there's no.
This channel has a gorilla for sale. That's our scam. We have a gorilla for sale.
His name is not Magilla.
At any price. He's you know what? He's not he is not Magilla. And his personality is not vanilla.
He's the great ape. He's the great ape.
He was born several years after the release of Thriller.
Yeah, and he does know sign language, and he has an avatar to show it too.
And he likes the work of Star Trek.
Yeah, he knows one particular sign in sign language. Would you like to show that gorilla?
Oh, let me get out of the water here.
Oh,
okay, wow. Coco.
All right,
make sure you put on a towel.
I'm playing Minecraft.
He's in his own environment.
There it is. Oh boy. And Gap says we're dropped off at a sweatshop. Yeah, you don't know about those Eastern women, you know?
My favorite stupid pet trick was that monkey that was a chain smoker. Remember that shit?
Oh yeah.
Remember the smoking monkey? That was hilarious. I mean, I'm sure YouTube's pulled it down, but that was hilarious.
Well,
that was hilarious.
Well, Gorilla, just don't forget to take your rubber ducky with you while you're playing.
No, but he has to say that rubber ducky is the one.
Here's the question: How many people threw weed and angel dust to the cigarette smoking monkey?
Sadly, nobody ever does that for me.
Oh. I think Gab is referring to you taking a bath in the local stream there, Gorilla.
What I love,
you know, that would be one entertaining thing to watch, you know. But I'm pretty sure it's highly illegal. I'm pretty sure
I don't want you scratching where you're not supposed to. Not in the freaking stream.
So you're saying it's not illegal to throw a bunch of angel dust at an animal?
I'm saying we'll never know. I'm positive. I'm positive. This was, I think, the London Zoo. So, like this, but I mean, there's been several different cigarette smoking monkeys. It's happened at a few zoos. They see people doing it. People throw like cigarette butts into the enclosure that are smoldering. The monkeys get at them. People see the monkeys smoking. So then they start throwing the monkeys cigarettes, and the monkeys can figure out how to use matches and a lighter.
Oh, jeez.
The problem with Mike the smoking monkey, I think was his name, was that people thought it was adorable, and they were against the zoo making him stop smoking. They felt it was an affront. That was their smoking monkey. It was crazy. What I loved about it was it was already a monkey. Like, it needed to be more revved up. So I was like, how many times do people throw the monkey crack? It's like,
oh man.
It's like, I'm going to throw
sure
the monkey
was against them stopping them smoking too.
Well,
they had
they
had to take the monkey out of the enclosure. There was no stopping it. They had to isolate it for like weeks, and they could never put it back in. Like, that was it. That monkey was done.
Yeah.
And then they fixed the enclosure, and finally, I think he returned because they had to human-proof the monkey enclosure. How great is that?
Well, yeah, they had to take them and decont them. Had to throw the nicotine patches on them for a while.
And enough time had to go by that the other monkeys who only had casual smoking habits could find and smoke the rest of the cigarettes and use all the rest of the lighters and set the rest of the thing on fire.
Gorillas, yeah. Well, there's that, or you just, like when I was a little kid and I went to the San Francisco Zoo, and this was before Gorilla calls it San Francisco. But yeah, literally the gorillas in the enclosure literally threw their feces at all the kids and everything. Now, come on, when you see brown crap that's coming at you from a cage or from an enclosure, and you're scared shitless. Excuse me. If you're scared shitless, you're like, you're hovering over to your mom, going, "What are they throwing at me, mommy?" Like,
let's be honest.
I've had that bad experience. I don't want to go through that again.
And the monkey has to earn his way. He has to earn his way to the top, fighting off all the other monkeys for the right to climb to the top of the Empire State Building. And if you're playing shit at people, if they're not tourists, that monkey's going to get in trouble.
Now, why didn't King Kong take a big dump from the top of the Empire State Building? I never understood that.
He did. That's in the deleted scenes. It's in a Peter Jackson movie's deleted scenes. Does New York have a poop app?
He likes planes.
Context, like, we have a leash law where you're supposed to bag the dog poop and throw it into the rain sewer. The rainwater runoff sewer.
No, San Francisco has an app where if you see human shit on the sidewalk, you pull up the app, you take a picture of it, it'll snap the coordinates of where the poop is and send their poop patrol out to go clean it up.
New York City. Yeah, New York City.
That was the idea, but the poop patrol seemed never to show up.
It's called the NYPD 911 app on your phone. They'll be there within 2 minutes. They bring guns and sticks. Yeah, I don't think you could get away with taking a shit in the streets of New York City. That's jail time. Peeing it used to be 100. I think it went up to 300.
Well, I don't think they ever had a rat app. You never had a rat app in New York City, Teak, have you?
We probably did have to have one for a while. We occasionally will have a really bad rat problem. One of the things that people liked about de Blasio was that he promised that he would get all garbage bags made out of rat poison.
Wow!
Yeah, and
that's how he got. That's how he got elected.
Yeah, Mikey,
nice.
and they probably have another a rat app. It's called the Politician app, and they're all rats.
I don't think you want a rat app in New York.
You have a special eradicating lotion for
Yeah,
them.
Killing rats in New York's a big deal. You know, it's some of them have pinstripe suits. They shoot back. There'll be overlapping gunfire for a while, but you know, with enough persistence. You know what I always thought must be like the weirdest fucking job in the world is the guy who sits at the edge of the airport in a boat and kills geese all day, because you can't hit you can't hit a plane, you can't hit a person, and you have to kill all the geese.
Yeah,
so that's like a real job. Think about it. Like somebody would probably kill for that one. So, yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, that's the Canadian geese, by the way.
No, there was some.
It's okay. You can kill Canadian geese down here.
I heard that.
Tell me, Admiral Teague, how do they get paid? Do they get paid by the bird or by the hour or just by how whatever?
Oh, I'd imagine that. I think it's a contract, so I think you just get like a blanket amount of money to do like they hired like a firm to do like pest mitigation. So I guess they probably are killing them with poison or something like that. They're probably not using guns. I don't know. The ones when they had the initial ones that they had to shoot to get rid of, because like the double bird strike on that plane with Tom Hanks as pilot. If Tom Hanks hadn't been pilot, all those people would have died. And a lot of people I know saw that plane go down in the river. But like ever since then,
oh, you mean into the Hudson, Sully? Oh yeah, what didn't they have like a video they shot, or somebody from the city actually shot it, hit the water from the original?
New York City, there was a plane in trouble over New York, and you could hear it for like a whole minute. There's like probably hundreds of years worth of video of it.
Yeah.
They
got official video. They got video all over the place for that.
Oh, for everything.
Every building that it passed by with the camera on, my friend, it went down right outside his office. He was able to film it. He was like, I can't believe what I'm fucking seeing. And it was like the plane crashed just for him. It was like framed by his office window.
It's right there.
It was a better day for that to happen than some other days in New York. But that guy's a hero for steering that plane onto the river. But yeah, no, the first round, like at first they had to go and like blow away all the geese that were hanging out. And if a Canadian geese doesn't migrate in New York, we off them right away. They've been declared like a nuisance species because they messed up like so much of Long Island. They destroyed like half the parks in New York City. They're just crapping everywhere. They're just a fucking nuisance. But what we did was we shipped them to the homeless shelters and the soup kitchens in Philadelphia. We won't feed that to our New York homeless people.
Oh my!
So tasty goose. I just hope when they kill the goose, they know how to clear out the poison to not poison the homeless.
So yes, we fed Will Smith.
They're used to that crap.
Yeah, they're used to it.
The most disgusting place I've ever been in my entire life, and the one of two places I've ever been physically fucking scared to death was Philadelphia. I got off the bus. I had a half hour to kill. The bus lets you off in front of Independence Hall. You're allowed to go in for $1 if you're an American. I took the tour. It takes like 11 minutes. It's tiny. It was cool though. But then I was like, wow, Independence Plaza. I guess I'll walk around on this like big mall of grass. And I'm like, gee, what are these glass sticks on the ground that are all burned up on one end? Those are strange. Gee, what are those small plastic envelopes all over the place? And then I got down to the point where I could see down the side streets, and it was just absolutely the worst ghetto you've ever seen in your life, with people just openly doing drugs. It was an open air drug market. Fucking Philadelphia is disgusting, man. Yeah, so that's where they got the saying "a goose is cooked." Exactly. It went right through the engine of the plane. Hello, Lee Anthony Davis. It's very nice to see you,
Lee Anthony Davis.
Hey there, Lee.
It's
our pleasure to have you with us in chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, since through me, he met Gorilla Resolute German Mikey now through me and you. It was nice for him to join our little community over here.
I'm not that familiar with Lee Anthony Davis. Has he been on other streams, or maybe I've seen him at least on Gorilla stream? I thought. But,
I tried to have him on my live stream roughly a week ago, but sadly his either his StreamYard's connection or his internet connection was not working very well. I wasn't able to get him working properly. So sadly, I was forced to take him off my panel. I mean, and for what he says, he in the chat, he's a huge Transformers fan.
Oh, nice. Well, welcome to the community family here, Lee. Hope we see more of you.
It seems like everybody out there, the Transformers people have done the best, right? Like we know from Don that the Power Rangers people are a little unhappy, but the Transformers people, like, you have done well, my friends. It's like like their movies, they're while not fantastic, aren't self-destructive to the Transformer lore. They stayed more or less like what they're supposed to be. The good guys are still the good guys. The bad guys are still the bad guys. Star Wars fans would trade place with Transformers fans right now. Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say
most everybody would.
I would say I'm more of a Transformers fan now than I am a Star Wars fan, even though I am a Star Wars fan first.
You know, funny thing, so am I. I just realized it as you say it. But yeah.
Well, you know, Dan, since you're a Sith, all you have to do is turn your Sith into an automated automaton and have him transform into darkness.
Yeah, well, sadly, I have no idea. I have no idea how to do that unless I go to one of you guys in the community that knows how to do that.
When Michael Bay makes a mid movie that's okay at best, like it's not the worst thing in the world because Transformers, he's great at action, and he can get that story across. You know, it was when he was trying to do anything more complex, it was not too good. But his Transformers movies, like no one was really that upset with it. Like people were relatively satisfied. And like those movies stayed fairly good. Like honestly, go back to the point of The Force Awakens. Like movie for movie, I'd rather see the Transformer movies and the Transformer shows. I mean, and I'm not saying I'm a fan. I mean, that's a niche audience. I do other stuff, but movie for movie, probably doing better if you like Transformers.
Well, one of the movies. Sorry, go ahead.
I would tell you this: that for Transformers fans, kind of. For the Transformers movies, when Michael Bay ones, I seen the first one. It was okay to good. Second one, I did not like. And then after that, they're just a huge blur to me. All the movies are.
Yeah. The thing is, I'll put
it another way for you. Transformers. Okay, the original Transformers. Megan Fox gets one free pass. That's it. After that, it's all shit. So. That's it.
Yeah.
So.
But what would Star Wars fans give to have it be like a mostly okay but forgettable blur? Like some of the things I've seen as a Star Wars fan are burned into my mind. Luke drinking that titty milk, throwing away the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Luke whimpering on the fucking ground. Star Destroyers don't know how to go up. They had windows. They could see the sky.
Whee!
I would say that The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi are a blur in my mind right now. They are. I mean,
that's because you forcefully had to block it out of your memory.
I
think Last Jedi you'd have to like block out of your memory.
Well, I mean,
every scene on the island you'd have to block out of your memory.
There are scenes in those movies that pop into my mind, but those are very few and far between.
Yeah.
You know, because failure is a great teacher.
Usually, but I guess Lucasfilm has some sort of learning disability.
No, actually,
they buy that line back at the end of the movie. They drop that one on you like halfway through the movie, and you're like, oh, I guess that's profound. And at the end, like Yoda's like, oh, poor teacher failure is, and Luke is like, yeah, like he's just fucked up again.
I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
Probably a good thing.
That's okay.
That's all right.
But yeah, definitely Transformers. I'd say none of the movies go below like a 3. Rise of Skywalker doesn't even make a 1.
The best Star Wars movie is Rogue One, and that's like a 4 or a 5.
I'd say Solo for me would be more of a 5, and then Rogue One would be like a 4.
I don't even give it that high. I'd say
Mikey's,
Solo's
I'm being
a 2.
generous, but that would be
like,
for me.
I'm punching the air and screaming into a pillow. I hate Solo so fucking much.
Mikey, Solo, the first half of that movie is total crap. They assassinated Solo's character. The second half is okay, but the first half of that movie, it's crap.
Well, you live for the second half because you have Woody Harrelson that shows up out of nowhere, and then suddenly you think he's all that.
It's terrible before that.
The acting is good in that movie, but everything that involves creativity, the writing, the special effects, all trash. That's why it maxes out at a 2.
What's great about the Solo movie? This is why I felt good leaving the Solo movie. You ready? These are the reasons. I was now taller, smarter, better with women, and could kick the shit out of Han Solo. That was like that movie changed. I was like, no longer was Han Solo a big, tough, impressive guy who was dangerous and got chicks. I'm like, and was smart. I'm like, I could beat that idiot up easily. He was shorter than me. Harrison, Alden Ehrenreich is simply like, he's not as imposing. He's probably shorter than me. And he doesn't scare me. I could beat up that Han Solo. Give me a fucking break.
But would
he's
you
like
want to beat up
140 pounds at most.
Yeah, but would you want to beat up the
he's
Harrison
Chalamet.
Ford? No, I'm talking about the Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford is also really great physical acting, the way he moves and shit like that. You can't. No one has ever been able to be Harrison Ford except River Phoenix, and look what happened to him.
Yeah, and do you know what I just realized about myself? When it comes to okay or bad movies, the first time I watch them and review them, I give them the benefit of the doubt, but then after I think about it for a few weeks or a few months, I go, why the hell did I give that bad movie a higher ranking than what I should have given it now?
Solo in 18, only person in the theater.
Yeah, there was maybe a dozen or so people. It dropped 6 months after Last Jedi.
Yeah, it happened to a lot of people.
Yeah, Daniel's Hot Topics.
I only saw the next Star Wars movie because it was Solo, and that's my favorite character. I've always loved Han Solo. And I'm like, well, with all those great Han Solo books and all the material to draw on, I'm sure the Solo movie won't be a disaster. There's no way they'll do anything stupid with that. Little did I know, and you could tell the movie people had been on it because that car he steals at the beginning and everything in that city looks like Lego.
Yeah.
That vehicle he steals, that floating whatever, that speeder or whatever, it's just a rectangular piece of whatever.
Yeah.
It's rectangular. It has no windscreen. It looks like a Lego brick. It looks like an individual Lego brick. And a lot of that movie, it's low effort, low detail, underthought. That stupid hyperspace thing they did. That movie was fucking stupid. And then they're like, oh, you missed the Easter egg at the end. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No.
I saw the part with Darth Maul, and I'm like, this wasn't worth the extra 10 minutes of watching credits. I was glad I was peeing when this stupid shit happened.
So I was answering Daniel's Hot Topics. When Suzanne and I saw Solo, it was just us and one other couple. So there's 4 people. So that's more than 3 more than what you had, Daniel. And yes, I heard about this episode 10. No. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that can go right to hell.
It's not happening. There's no.
Send that to hell, please.
How do they make that? How do they have that happen? How do you even have that movie happen? How do you get someone to back it? How much money do you have? Just going to snow shovel this $100 bills into a furnace? How do you ever get an episode 10? There's no enthusiasm for Rosario Dawson teaching Rey to use the Force. That's moving to Disney Plus or not happening.
I will take there's a simple solution. It's the DEI people, and it has to according to them, a strong female lead into it. It needs no man, so they want their money at it.
People give Rosario Dawson a pass and say, oh, she's a good actress and other stuff. And I will concede that. But I will say this. Where's her professionalism when she knows for a couple of years she's going to play a sword-wielding character in Star Wars? And then we see what we saw when she had to wield a sword. Somebody didn't go do foreseeable shit like take fencing lessons.
Hey, Shifty gives him, I like your Cobra!
Yeah. Hey, Shifty.
Retreat! Cobra Commander. Yes. Yeah, good stuff there.
Had to see a cartoon to know he was alive. The problem was everyone knew he was alive and everyone knew he was in that movie before it came out.
Right.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, who
We've
cares?
seen dumber. I've seen dumber things. Sit down for a second. Let me tell you a story of a guy called Palpatine comes back from the dead on Fortnite.
Yeah, and I gotta say that Palpatine returning for episode 9, that was just a bad move. I mean,
Don't write him out of episode 10 yet. Come on, we
haven't got to that 9. Point yet. All we know is that Rey returned to Tatooine at the end of the Return of Skywalker and looked up and did the same damn thing they did at the end of episode 3 with Baru and Lars and
she showed up and she committed the first thing she does on the planet is commit identity theft.
Yeah, that's right. She says I'm a Skywalker. Right. You got it.
It's kind of weird that hypothetically maybe Carrie Fisher might be in the most out of all those people. Oh no, because they helicopter Harrison Ford's ghost in at the end, and he's he's all unshaven and his hair is too long, and he's like, Dad, and he's like, you let that bitch steal my house, and he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, I'm a homeless ghost because of you, you asshole. Why did you kill me? That was the worst.
Right. So Lee is a Doctor Who, classic Star Trek, Blake 7, X-Files, comics, sci-fi, and horror, and Star Wars films from 1977 to 1981 fan. Well, that basically covers me and Suzanne, so you got two of us.
You sound like a Brit, Lee Anthony.
Well, he is.
There's another great year.
Oh, okay, he's a Brit. Okay.
Hey,
Lee, who's your favorite Doctor Who? Mine's Tom Baker. I grew up with Tom Baker season 4.
All right. Hey, Germ, I'm going to have to get going here because I got a couple things I want to get done before we start Forbidden Planet tonight.
All right, sir.
Go ahead and drop the link to Forbidden Planet in the chat before you go.
Yeah,
okay, I'm doing closed panel tonight because I really do not want to do a trade.
I know,
I mean, in the spirit of the movie, it's a forbidden panel. Ooh,
it's forbidden panel.
You move the letters around, and it's like the same word, kind of. You should call it forbidden panel.
Well, Gorilla, then should you do a StreamYard's link and Resolute Germ's private chat for us to join you, since it's going to be a closed panel for only special invited guests then?
Oh, I suppose just to give me a minute here.
Oh yeah, and to all of you that for the Rise of Skywalker, I've seen and heard of that movie already because there's a Star Wars.
Gap already got it for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, because there's a Star Wars comic book series and novel series called Dark Empire, and I've watched a few Star Wars lore nerds that study that. And basically, Rise of Empire ripped off Dark Empire's plot for the Rise of Skywalker, and
they did it quite poorly.
And just for clarification, Dark Empire is a very divided fan base. Some love it, some hate it, some are in the middle. But it's pretty divided for that fan base for that novel and comic book series.
By the way, Star Wars maybe not quite as I guess it's as dead as we thought. The gawking, I'm up to 170 views on that one, so it did better than I thought it would do. But I think that this was the absolute end for a lot of people. This was insulting. It was so stupid. And it stayed stupid for so long. The rat creature, just the rat creature alone.
And remember, it uses they them pronouns too. Oh no, wait, it doesn't.
Yeah, nice representation. We get a they them, and it's a rat creature. So if we misgender Basil, the rat creature, that was, and the weirdest thing is, in the strangest way, in Star Wars. In Star Wars, the idea that it would have like a weird gender. Like Star Trek explored that in a non-fucked up way. It wasn't the greatest episodes of Star Trek, but we've seen Star Trek go there like so many times. It's like it's been done and done to death. By the time we see Riker have sex with whatever, have some kind of relationship, physical of some sort with like some kind of race that's simply like, do they transition over the course of their lives from one gender to another, or does that species have a third gender that like just doesn't show up everywhere else? Like they have a third gender.
They have a non-gender.
Admiral T,
and he decides to get with one of them.
Admiral T, I think I know the one you're talking about. She's a character in DS9. Dax, her race. I think it's the one you're thinking about.
No, she has a gender like there, but the thing is, the symbiont is, and they never explain this, but as near as I could figure it out, like if you're a really super great Trill, right, your Trill glands will start to swell up, and they will harvest your Trill gland, and they'll go to someone else like Dax. And they'll be like, you have a really hot body, but an extremely inhibited Trill gland. You a great donor. It's like, and she's like, I don't get what you're saying, And it's like, okay, we want to give you like a symbiont. It's like, okay. And then they put a genius inside of like her, because she was hot. I'm figuring she's probably dumb. And then like,
she was not that bright, no.
Yeah, so like whatever until she gets the symbiont. So whatever the first iteration of the Trill is, the symbiote seems to have a gender, but like the symbiote also seems comfortable in the gender of whatever host it has because it's staying there for decades.
So who's this Gilroy that Shifty Gizm is talking about? Now about it's not dead Andor. He says it's arguably the best written Star Wars ever. It's coming back next year. The dialogue in that is honestly too good for Star Wars. Gilroy should go create his own sci-fi epic.
Yeah, no, hold on. That's the Andor guy. The Andor guy is really good, and the Andor story is really good. Here's the problem: they fucked with the Andor guy so much.
It's boring.
If he works, that's not his fault either. They fuck with the Andor guy so badly. Like the Andor guy gets his chain jerked for like 5 years. Like the Andor guy is the Rogue One guy. He was able to produce the high 5 to 6 movie that Rogue One is. The flowering, the very best thing that Disney Star Wars did. It is okay. I don't condemn Rogue One. It's all right. Somehow one slipped.
Hey, it had a great guy in Mads Mikkelsen that played Galen Erso. I thought it was great casting for that.
And then he just sucks at Indiana Jones. But
don't blame him for that. That wasn't his fault.
Anybody could have played that role, though. In Rogue One, really, it was about Andor. It was about her, and really, it was a little too much about her. And then, like, it was just this boring female empowerment tale that in the middle broke into be a normal Star Wars movie because it's not that hard to do.
Well, I gotta say that for Rogue One, I found that movie okay, but then it became a blur after a while. Beyond a few memorable scenes and the fan service scene with Darth Vader, that movie is just a blob to me now.
That part is great. Listen, I'm going to give Shifty Gizm his due. In Rogue One, you're right. It's not boring. Rogue One is not boring. But if
that is the best Disney has done.
If you mean Andor. Listen, here's my problem with it, okay? This is I want to be fair here, Shifty Gizm, because I want to be fair to your guy. The Andor guy is the only person who understands Star Wars, who has done Star Wars. Okay, he's the only guy who's understood Star Wars. The fact that he produced a show as good as Andor under the kind of conditions that he is forced to work with these idiot people who give him so much shit, it's not fair. Now, unfortunately for him, he was forced to change his project 4 times, right? It's a TV show. It's a movie. It's a streaming thing. It's a movie again. No, it's going to stream. So he didn't know what to do. And he gave us the very best show he could. And I think he had to get out there and extrapolate to what would my own sequel be like. Because I'll give him credit. He gives you story in everything. And the other thing the Andor guy does that no one else understood that George Lucas added to most stuff was in the 3rd episode of Andor, they're in a machine shop with those engines or these things that are hanging from the ceiling. Maybe they're speeder engines, but they look like V8 engines from our world, right? And they're hanging from these 2 chains, right? And this is in Andor. In Andor, they're going at it back and forth in this factory, right? And after a while, the blaster fire takes out one of the chains, and that engine starts to swing in a pendulous manner, and the chain becomes a hazard, right? And as they continue to fire, more and more of the chains get hit, and more the engines start swinging around, and it becomes pendulous. And all these pendulums are swinging and blocking the fire and taking people out, and they become an additional hazard in the fight. And that's something we never saw, like in the sequels. Like, think of Rey fighting Kylo Ren on the wreckage of the Death Star. Like, yeah, water crashes over the side of the Death Star, but it doesn't even move it. Like, they had a chance to have that shit go up and down and have like an epic fight. And like, you could get on the prequels all you want for lightsaber duels. We see far worse lightsaber duels than Obi-Wan versus Vader in the sequels. They are terrible. The baseball batting, the swinging in air,
yeah. Daisy Ridley was not good at action scenes in that.
She tried. I feel her effort was on par, and I also feel like there might be good action stuff on the cutting room floor from The Last Jedi, because she's a little bit better in the other 2 movies. It's not as bad in the other 2 movies. They knew when to double her better or something. I don't know. Yeah, right.
They may have not been able to. They probably asked her to do a little too much in the last one.
They did, and
they couldn't afford to have the stunt people in as much as they're hoping.
J.J. Abrams turned around and said, the fans love Rey now. She's an accepted huge hero. We're going to lean into that. And she was like, I don't think you've been looking around very much. But just very quick to your pal, Shifty Gizm. Let's just say this. Think about this. It's also the Andor guy works in the environment in another fight. Andor also always shoots first. And Andor in the movie Rogue One, when they go to get the plans for the Death Star, altitude plays in, and the robot arm plays in, and like firing from 2 different levels plays in. This is very Lucas-y kind of action, and the mixing 2 action scenes together with a little bit of comedy, and then the seriousness with the death of a droid, investing us in the death of a droid. That's something that only George was able to do until that movie. So, I mean, if anyone should do it, it should be him, but he doesn't. This guy has a life. I'm going to assume if we look at it, he's probably stopped off and done a Fast and the Furious to make some quick cash kind of a thing. Probably a couple of heist movies, probably a Marvel movie real quick to make some more money. He was competent. That guy, he mostly stayed out of Star Wars because Star Wars was so disorganized, because he's probably a man. Being a male didn't help him. I'm going to assume the gentleman is white, but I don't fucking know.
And what do you guys say? It seems like that The Rise of Skywalker was a reaction to Solo failing, and Lucas was your reaction.
It was a reaction to everything failing. It was, oh my God, we're poisoned. What do we do? Because even though Rogue One didn't do terrible, it's not like Rogue One blew the world up at the box office. It was an acceptably. It made as much as like something like Blade Runner 2049 or Dune.
But you can't escape. I mean, watching what Darth Vader did, to try to get to the guys before they got away with the plans.
But think about what his most brilliant.
I mean, that's awesome. That's still a great ending.
But the most brilliant.
That was a meme, though. That was the highlight of the movie. You can't have just that 2 minutes be the highlight of the movie and consider that your big success.
There was
Yeah, no,
other
I
good
understand,
stuff in
but
there, like
still.
the Brain Reaver and the other stuff. There was good stuff in that movie. There was good performances in that movie. I don't mind that movie, but if you look at the scene that we're talking about with Vader, let's be honest. What's his best decision? That Vader doesn't fucking speak.
Right.
Yeah,
Or
and
overforce. Why now, in light of the movies, the TV shows that we've seen, why doesn't he just pull the ship back? He could do that.
well,
Shifty said it made like $1 billion. He said it was a big hit, Rogue One. Yeah.
and we'll take
Okay, I'm willing to concede that if it made $1 billion, it made $1 billion. But what? It grossed $1 billion. It brought in $1 billion. So Disney probably keeps the quarter of that. So they rolled the dice to the tune of $200 million to make back about $250 to $300 million in keepsies for Disney. Because remember, they have to market the motherfucker. They've got to, and is that the first one not allowed in Japan? The Mulan crisis stops that, right? But I mean, that turned out to be a horrible idea anyway.
And I will
China.
I will tell you this.
China. I'm sorry, China.
It was allowed. It was allowed in China.
Misspoke.
It
was.
What they did is they just edited all the advertising so certain characters weren't featured the same way they did with the sequel trilogy.
Oh, so they took out the black people.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
I'm sorry.
I will tell you this. I will tell you this that the reason why Darth Vader did not pull Princess Leia's ship out of space was because of plot convenience, and that Darth Vader was toying with Princess Leia and her ship. That's how I see it. But then that's just a fan theory I have.
My theory is that you can't do it.
Oh, no.
Why wouldn't he pull down the Millennium Falcon then on Hoth?
Well, because
it's some Disney bullshit. I disregard the Disney canon.
Well, it's because Darth Vader wanted to track the Millennium Falcon, and there was a tracking device on it already. But then there was a novel that made sense of
not in Empire, not on Hoth. Boba Fett acquires them in the garbage field. Remember, they have a visual on them. Like the thing that takes a good deal of escaping, but like, why not just pull it out of the sky? You know what I mean? That's the Kenobi show. Really is just one of the most problematic and will be decanonized very, very soon, rather than later.
Well, and Admiral Tig, I will tell you this: the movies, some things don't have because of plot convenience and plot armor, and because of if that happens, and then there's no movie to entertain the audience, it's over too soon.
I found out something very disturbing about the movies watching them with my nephew. My nephew's 20, right? So got to see him a couple of months ago. We went to see the Stones. Good time. But, he hadn't seen Dial of Destiny. So my friend had Disney Plus that we were hanging out with, right? So he puts it on. And after about 20 minutes, my nephew asked to turn it off so he could remember Indy like he was. Like after the apartment scene in New York, he was like, oh, he's a dick.
Smart
I hate it. Yeah. And he said, so let's see these Star Wars movies you guys like that are so good. And we put on A New Hope. And he's like, this is such a confusing mess. What's with the 90s stuff mixed in together with everything? It's confusing. It's like visually confusing. It's like the 70s stuff is kind of cool, but I can't grip onto anything because I see this super fake shit all over the place. And I'm like, oh, wow, it's neither cool nor new nor novel to him. And George Lucas has destroyed his IP for an entire generation of fans, and for the entire future. That original movie is now a freak show mess.
Well, Resolute Germ, I'm gonna head on out towards Gorilla's live stream because it's getting close to his time.
Oh yeah, we got it.
Yeah, it's getting close. We got like 5 minutes there. Friends.
Yeah, we need to wrap up.
Yeah.
All right, so who wants to go
ahead
first?
And kick off. Dan, go ahead.
All right, to all your panelists and to your chatters and viewers that know me or may not know me, Sci-Fi Sith Dan here. I usually cover different sci-fi TV shows or movies. I do crossovers on my YouTube channel. I do have movie lists and all that. I do have other stuff on my YouTube channel. Just type in my username. It's the same as under my avatar on the panel right here. My channel should come up. I do live streams on Saturdays, 2 to 4 p.m. Pacific time, my time. And I do cross streams with other streamers like Resolute Germ and Gorilla if they will allow it, and they do. I am on other people's streams too. When there's a link in X or on YouTube chat, I do watch parties on Fridays with the Transformers Prime TV show. Depending on what time a Gorilla decides to do his Waltons or he's not doing it, I may switch up the times. And if any of you want to join the panel and watch 2 episodes of that tomorrow on Friday, I would like the company. And beyond that, that's all I have to say. I'll turn it over to either Mikey or Resolute or Admiral Teak, who wants to go first after me.
Go ahead, Admiral Teak. Go ahead.
All right, I'm going to head out. See ya.
I will see you there, Dan.
Hey, everybody. It's your buddy, Admiral Teague. I'm a crazy asshole. How you doing? Through the power of extreme stupidity, I will deliver you one of the most enjoyable shows you can watch. It's called Saving Star Trek. It's my show. Hey, woo! We just got done watching the Acolyte. That was one of the worst pieces of garbage we ever saw. We specialize in garbage tier watch parties. Those are a lot of fun. We also do Star Trek, good Star Trek. And also in the real world, on Saturday nights, we set sail to save Star Trek and celebrate the good Star Trek. And this week at 9 p.m. Eastern, we're watching episodes 2 and 3 of Enterprise, Fight or Flight, and Strange New World, ironically, is the title of episode 3. So come check out my show Saturday night. We'll be watching the episodes on Cosme as well as commenting on them. We'd love it if you joined our fleet. You can find me there at the address my friend highlighted. Please join me, and thank you so much for being part of this wonderful conversation, and you've been a lovely audience, and thank you, Germ.
Thanks for being here, Admiral. Mikey.
Pleasure.
Okay, so if you're not familiar, everyone in the chat here in the Roundtable, most of them are familiar with with our channel, Mikey Seuss 4. We will be doing starting in September. We will be starting out in September. Okay, so we're going to be doing a webcam series starting in September. We'll be covering Red Dwarf on Mondays. We'll be covering Secrets of Isis still on Tuesdays. The Greatest American Hero on Wednesdays. A-Team on Thursdays. And we're still examining and doing reviews of the Star Trek films. And currently we'll be working on Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, with the big whales. And also, we've got a stream planned on August 15th, Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central, to review Deadpool and Wolverine, technically known as Deadpool 3. So we hope that all of you come out for that. And then we've got other streams planned in September and a special Halloween stream in October. So, yeah, just come on by. And we only need 13 more subscribers for our 200 subs. So make sure you come to it. All right, go ahead, Germ.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We'll be back Saturday morning for Saturday morning cartoons. We'll be watching The Pebble and the Penguin. Martin Short, unfortunately, as the lead penguin in that one. But
Martin Short's funny. I like Martin Short.
So take care, everyone.
Yeah. Take care, everyone, and go raid Gorilla.
Yeah, go raid Gorilla.
And go and watch Martin Short movies. He's funny.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.